Let me just tell you, this whole topic of creating and leading a culture of innovation is one that not only excites me, it's one that I think is truly and could be the most important topic that you can deal with and spend time on thinking about within your own organization, whether it's for-profit, nonprofit. Because too often we forget that the culture is the norms and the values. What do we believe in as an organization? And then what are the behaviors that we're looking for to be able to reinforce those values? And culture has to be something that we think about every single day. I know, the customer's calling and wants this, and the production department wants this, and the marketing has to have it done by Friday. But it's the whole idea that culture is all about making sure that we're finding ways to cultivate and motivate people. In fact, I define the definition of a corporation is no longer just about increasing shareholder wealth. The purpose of a corporation is to exceed expectations for customers. It is to train, motivate, and develop employees, and it is to give back to the communities in which they serve in order to increase shareholder wealth. But those three components of a definition of a corporation that I believe are important today all rests upon culture. So this panel, what we've brought together is 4 people that I think you'll find understand this topic extremely well, and I'm very pleased to have them. We're going to change the format a little bit. And instead of doing the panel all at once, I'm going to interview each one of them individually for 8 minutes, and then we'll bring them all back for your questions because we want to make sure we have a dialogue going with all of you and them on anything that you want to ask them in just a second. Okay? Does that sound like a good format? It's a different format, but I think it'll work. Great. So my first, Mark Schiffman, why don't you come on up and have a chair as I'm introducing you. Thank you, my friend. So Mark Schiffman is the Chief Financial Officer and Chief Administrative Officer at SMS Assist, a 2012 Chicago Innovation Award winner. Before starting his own consulting practice, Mark served as senior executive at McAndrews and Forbes, which owned and operated companies including Revlon, Coleman, and Sunbeam. And I know you've got some stories to tell us from there too. So please, Mark, have a seat. Thank you. So we're very familiar with SMS Assist because it was a Chicago Innovation Award winner. But tell us just real briefly, what's something exciting that's happening there today as a way of introduction?
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I know you had some marketing efforts for Taylor Rhodes, our CEO. I apologize. Taylor was not feeling well, so this is what you get today.
And we're glad you're here.
Well, thank you. You know, most exciting at SMS recently were all the senior leadership changes that have taken place. In the last couple of months, we are very fortunate to have attracted some top talent. Jody Nafta joined us as the Chief Marketing Officer. Jody, for those of you who know her, was the Chief Marketing Officer at Coyote Logistics, great Chicago success story. Peter Commons joined us from Amazon as our Chief Product Officer, and recently Andy Dyer joined us from XPO Logistics to help lead our affiliate initiatives. What's great for us is Chicago and Chicago innovation. The ability for our company to attract that type of talent not only speaks to what SMS has accomplished, but also to what Chicago has accomplished. So we thank you, Chicago. We thank Chicago Innovation. And we know with great leaders in our organization, we'll be able to continue building an outstanding company.
Terrific. That sounds great and exciting to be able to get that talent, too, that you're looking for future growth. As a company grows, culture can be neglected because there's just so much stuff happening. What's been your approach to keeping culture a focus of the organization?
So I think you need a couple of things. You need transparency, you need trust, and you need accountability. And it's the ability to work with your own teams of individuals, both frontline employees as well as senior leadership team, and integrate all those individuals into a cohesive workforce that not only works together inside but outside and touches the community as well. So one of the things we've been able to do is we allow our employees to each take a paid day off to volunteer for charities of their choosing. So at the beginning of each year, everyone makes recommendations for the charities that they want to do work for in and around Chicago. We vote on them, we take the top half dozen, and we send everyone out. And that's really a rallying call for SMS and for the community. At the same time, we've done things internally, like establishing a council. So a council is a group of individuals that self-nominate for this program, and their job is to liaise with senior management. So it's two-way communication. They bring us frontline messages from what's going around the organization, and at the same time, we work with them on our strategic plans, including them on things that we're about to announce or launch in the organization. And with their feedback and working together with them, we're able to put together a better plan and tweak it slightly so we know it would really resonate with the workforce.
Great. Mark, so think back to Revlon. What do you see as some of the differences in the culture there versus the culture at SMS Assist today?
Revlon was in the days of the supermodels. It was actually funny, the day I showed up to Revlon to interview for my job, I was waiting in the foyer, and in those days they were cutting back, so there were no receptionists. You had to pick up the phone on the wall, wait for someone to pick up, and then they'd come out and find you. As I'm waiting in the hallway, there's a woman standing in front of the elevator who's about 6 feet tall with this long hair and sunglasses, and all I'm thinking is, God, am I going to love working here? So little did I know that all the supermodels had offices in the Revlon office, and they were all part of the culture. And it was about glamour, excitement, and innovation back then, but it was all getting behind the brand. Well, getting behind your brand is equally as important whether you're selling cosmetics or, in my former life, camping equipment, as it is providing facility services to retailers, banks, single-family rental homes, restaurants, etc. The culture is really about what's in your heart and also what's in your mind. Many people confuse culture and they think it's party planning. Cultures, and I'm looking, some of the folks from SMS are out there who work on the parties, so thank you. What we try to do is, culture to us is our core values and getting employees to trust us and understand our message and believe in what we're trying to do. And as a cohesive group, bring the organization forward in a very inclusive manner, allowing everyone's ideas and experiences to be included in that tapestry that we weave every day at SMS.